Racing games are maybe the most interesting genre to play on Android, perhaps because of their simplicity and intense graphics. There are many racing games on the Play Store, but the problem is when we're looking for something that's actually really good. In this video, I'm going to show you the 15 best racing games for Android, so if you want to know more, just drop a like and come with me. Tuning Club Online is a multiplayer racing game heavily focused on car customization and real-time social interaction, and we're going to talk about it now. The biggest highlight is the freedom to modify your vehicle, split into two main areas: the visual side, where you can customize almost every part of your car and make it exactly the way you want, and the engine side, which is where customization matters most for competing in races. The game offers several ways to have fun beyond traditional races. The most popular mode is the well-known free roam, where you hang out in the city with other players and the experience is completely open-ended. But if you're looking for a standard race, the game delivers everything from drift mode to regular racing. The game also features models inspired by real legends such as the E36, RX-7, Skyline and Lancer Evolution. If Tuning Club Online is all about style and meetups, Rush Rally 3 is all about pure simulation and technical adrenaline, and let's talk about it now. Unlike arcade games where you just hold down the accelerator, Rush Rally 3 takes physics seriously. I list from real-time damage if you crash the car to weather conditions that can directly affect how your vehicle handles. The game is extremely robust in terms of content. What most players look for is the well-known career mode, which is very complete. However, the game also features weekly challenges where you compete against the lap times of players from all over the world on exclusive tracks. On top of that, the game includes multiplayer modes to play over LAN or against random players online. The game was developed to run at a constant 60 frames per second, which is crucial for racing games where precision is everything. Real Racing 3 is often called the father of mobile racing simulators, and it's hard not to have played it or at least heard of it, since it's one of the most classic titles in the genre. Unlike games that use lookalike cars, RR3 features official licenses from Formula 1, NASCAR, Formula E, and the 24 Hours of Le Mans. In total, there are over 300 real cars. Even though it's an older game, the Mint 3 graphics engine still delivers dynamic reflections, detailed body damage, and functional rear-view mirrors that are impressive even today. However, I need to warn you about something very important regarding Real Racing 3. The servers will be permanently shut down on March 19th, 2026. After that date, the game will no longer be functional. It's truly a shame, but for a game that has been active for 12 years and had many issues, it's still playable and interesting, mostly just to pass the time. If you're looking to really get invested, it's probably better to look for another game. This game received an update in 2025 that made it very impressive. It's quite unknown, but extremely good. Let's talk about Rally Horizon. Rally Horizon is the mobile world's answer to Forza Horizon on consoles. The main attraction here is freedom. The game doesn't lock you into closed tracks. Instead, it offers a vast map called Festival Zone where you can explore the entire area just like in Forza Horizon. This update arrived recently and pushed the game to a much higher level. Unlike Rush Rally, which is more serious, Rally Horizon focuses on a cinematic arcade experience. And that's not a bad thing. I personally prefer arcade-style games over simulation ones. For example, it's considered one of the most visually impressive mobile games today, with well-crafted lighting reflections and particle effects like dust and rain. The game also makes drifting easier so you can feel like a professional driver without needing hours of practice. Without a doubt, one of the biggest releases of 2025, an impressive racing game comparable to major PC titles. Let's talk about Racing Master. Racing Master is currently the main contender for the throne of Best Mobile Racing Simulator, taking the spot that Real Racing 3 left behind. It tries to balance simulation with precise cornering and braking and arcade-style gameplay with easier controls and exciting drifts, which for me is simply perfect. Unlike games that rely on generic car models, Racing Master is fully licensed. It features over 100 vehicles from different brands along with more than 20 completely real-world tracks. A very interesting difference is that you're not just a car. You have a customizable avatar and a career-style progression where you build your character and aim to become the king of the streets. If you thought Real Racing 3 felt a bit outdated and you're looking for a game to play for a long time, this is exactly the one you've been looking for. One of those truly fun arcade racing games, and probably one of the most entertaining when it comes to police cars. Let's talk about OWRC, Police Chase Simulator. OWRC. Police Chase Simulator is a spin-off of the original OWRC open world racing cars, which is also a very solid game. The game takes place on a stylized island inspired by Hawaii, featuring an open world map of roughly 9 by 9 kilometers to explore and patrol illegal street races. Since in this game you're the police officer, your job is to intercept suspects, perform tactical maneuvers such as the pit maneuver, and immobilize vehicles that are trying to escape. You start with a simple patrol car, and as you arrest criminals and move up the ranks, you unlock elite interceptor vehicles. The game uses a realistic physics system where crashes deform the car bodies and directly affect handling, making every pursuit feel more intense and dynamic. Another one of the best releases of 2025, this game is very underrated and honestly deserves more attention. Let's talk about Off-Road League Online. Off-Road League Online is an open-world 4x4 driving simulator focused specifically on overcoming difficult terrain and on player interaction. It works in a very similar way to Mud Runner, which is a well-known title in this style. The big difference here is that Off-Road League Online is fully online and multiplayer. The game offers a map of around 4 square kilometers filled with varied biomes. The focus isn't just speed, but the skill required to navigate through mud, rivers, and very challenging mountains. You can team up with friends to cross the map together, helping each other get unstuck or overcome tough obstacles. Just like in Tuning Club, the social component is strong, allowing Jeep meetups and vehicle showcases, and more recently racing modes have also been added to the game. One of the oldest racing games is also available on the Playstore. Did you know that? Let's talk about the legendary Need for Speed Most Wanted. This is the game most people carry in their hearts. It's the 9th title in the franchise and it defined an entire era. You play as a driver who arrives in the city of Rockport with your iconic BMW M3 GTR silver and blue, but you're betrayed by Razor, who sabotages your car and takes it from you. Your goal is to get it back by climbing the most wanted list. This is where the police became a nightmare in a good way. The chases are intense with helicopters, SUVs, and roadblocks everywhere. Compared to Racing Master or Real Racing 3, Most Wanted is less about technical simulation and much more about emotion, police pursuits, and living the outlaw fantasy. I really love this game. It's very new, fast to play, fully online, and now let's talk about MOTORLAND. The biggest appeal of MOTORLAND is that it doesn't lock itself into a single style. It splits the competitions into 4 very distinct categories and actually forces you to play all of them as part of a championship style progression. These categories are Stock Car, Rallycross, Grand Prix, and the famous Formula 1. Multiplayer competitions usually happen in short rounds with up to 8 players. The controls are simplified arcade style, making it easy for players who just want to have fun without worrying about suspension setups or tire pressure. The game launched with an initial garage of 32 cars to choose from, and of course this is just the beginning. You can unlock parts and new cars simply by playing through the seasons without a heavy reliance on spending real money, and that's a very positive point. Maybe the most different racing game on our list in every possible way, but also one of the most loved by many. Let's talk about Horizon Chase. Horizon Chase is a game that works as a tribute to the legendary SNES racing title Top Gear. The game recreates that classic 1990s sense of speed, but with a modern and colorful visual style. You always start in last place, 20th position, and need to overtake every car before the finish line. Just like in the classics, you must collect fuel canisters on the track so you don't end up stopped in the middle of the race. You also need to collect blue coins spread across the track to achieve the maximum score and unlock new cars and upgrades. The game doesn't have the best graphics in the world and it offers a completely different style of racing though, but I think that's exactly what makes Horizon Chase so addictive. I honestly wasn't expecting much from this game, but it surprised me in a big way. Let's talk now about GRAN VELOCITA. Gained a lot of attention for trying to deliver a console-level experience focused on automotive culture, developed by an independent team. The game aims to reproduce true car physics, including tire wear, engine and brake temperature, pressure, loss of grip, and aerodynamic balance. You can race with street and competition cars across multiple classes such as GT4, GT3, LMP, F4, and even Formula 1, with each class featuring its own specific characteristics and tuning options. Features like telemetry, race data, replays, and endurance strategies are all part of the experience. The game reminded me a lot of Gran Turismo with a mobile twist. It becomes quite interesting even though the overall concept is very similar. That game is the complete opposite of GRAN VELOCITA. This one is pure arcade and all about fast, quick races. Let's talk about drift racing 3x3. It's focused on a very specific experience, short, competitive, and intense drift sessions. Unlike the bigger titles we talked about earlier, it doesn't try to be a life simulator or car RPG, but rather a pure test of skill. The game's name usually reflects its gameplay structure, which is built around fast-paced matches. 3-minute races with maximum adrenaline and 3 versus 3 team races focus both on drifting and on position-based competition. The cars are designed to slide, like the challenge isn't making the car drift, it does that on its own, but controlling the angle and speed so you don't slam into the walls. As I mentioned before, I much prefer racing games in this style over full simulators, and I think that's exactly why this game really hooked me. Now, I think that with the decline of Real Racing 3, CARX Street has everything it needs to take its place as the best mobile racing game, and let's talk about it now. The biggest highlight of the game is the map of Sunset City. It's huge and completely seamless with no loading screen. Drive through commercial districts filled with skyscrapers, industrial port areas, residential suburbs, and mountain roads that are perfect for drifting. The CARX franchise is globally known for its physics, and in CARX Street, this was pushed to the limit. You don't just upgrade the engine, you can perform engine swaps, replacing the entire engine with another one, just turbo pressure, change the suspension, and even fine-tune the gearbox for each type of race. It's one of the heaviest games on the Google Play Store. To run it at max settings with stable 60 FPS, you'll need a high-end smartphone, but without a doubt, it's one of the best online racing games available on the Play Store today. Without a doubt, this is the best social racing game, especially considering how many players are always online. Let's talk about car parking multiplayer online. Unlike traditional racing games, the focus here is freedom. The map includes cities, highways, mountains, and leisure areas. You can exit your vehicle, walk on foot, enter buildings, and interact with other players. The game features both voice and text chat, allowing players to organize their own car meets or roleplay scenarios, such as pretending to be a police officer, a taxi driver, or a delivery worker. It's more realistic than most arcade racing games, requiring careful driving, proper maneuvering, use of turn signals and lights, and even choosing whether or not to obey traffic laws. Visually, it's very impressive and possibly the most impressive when it comes to social racing games. There are also hundreds of parking challenges available for players who just want to relax and test their precision. Unlike many others, this is the only game on our list that clearly drinks from the source of what many consider the best racing franchise in the world. Let's talk about BENZA Street Unbound. You can drive freely through a coastal city with wide avenues and modern districts, choosing your own routes and racing style. There are many ways to compete, from 1 versus 1 duels and traditional races to drift events, point-to-point sprints, time attacks, and much more. The name Unbound is no coincidence. The game is visually and thematically inspired by the most recent titles from the Need for Speed series, featuring lots of night racing and a beautiful open world to explore. The biggest strength of BENZA Street is how much freedom you have to make the car truly your own, with a heavy focus on customization and tuning. You can slam the car to the ground, adjust camber, and choose wheels that follow current trends in the customization scene. And that's it for our list. These are, in my opinion, the best racing games you can play on Android right now. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and tell me in the comments which racing game is your favorite or which one I should test next.